fell off the stage?
He see that like my previous face off or anything like that, he know that I stand in front of my opponent. So he tried to beat me, and he forgot that he was so close off the stage. I mean, so close to the stage, like falling off. He was just right there, and the way he was just standing, he was standing like he had like he was like not a fighter type stuff. He was just like, so I just like I.
Things are already heating up as Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach clashed in a wild brawl during their first press conference ahead of their anticipated rematch. The chaos escalated during the face-off, with Davis shoving Roach off the stage in a shocking moment. Despite the clear tension and bad blood, both fighters managed to stay composed for most of the event. They answered questions respectfully and allowed each other to speak, until things took a turn. When Davis claimed he believed he won the first fight, Roach quickly cut in, saying, "The footage is there for all to see. If I fought the way you did, I'd have lost by 5 points on the scorecards. Cut the crap."
Bumped into each other plenty of times. Oh, more than the average boxer would see another boxer outside of boxing. So
Tank doubled down, emphasizing how much the rematch means to him. "This is my chance to fix my mistake. I'm the reason he's talking all this nonsense, and I'm going to shut him up." After that, tensions cooled, and both fighters stayed in their lanes. Tank calmly answered questions and ended with a bold promise to knock Lamont Roach out before round 9.
whoa, whoa, whoa! That's when he tried biting. I ain't even noticed that till somebody said something. Somebody said he tried to bite me. I ain't know none of that shit till somebody said that shit after the fight. Look, they talking about it.
Oh, it's another comparison. I don't want to make to Mike Tyson.
Nah, that's crazy. That's what he do. He get dirty.
Lamont Roach, on the other hand, made no promises of a knockout. He didn't focus on how he'd win, just that he would. He vowed to deliver victory for his fans. But during the face-off, as both fighters turned to pose for photos, Tank suddenly shoved Roach off the stage and stormed off before Roach could react. The violent push instantly made headlines, but what really ignited debate across the boxing world was the lingering question: did Tank truly deserve the win in their first fight, or is the rematch Roach's redemption?
Gotta make up mistakes and things like that, see if we can open him up, attack his opponents.
Now he is going up.
Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach are set to run it back, promising fans an even more intense and action-packed showdown. The two have faced off twice as amateurs and once as professionals, making this their second pro bout. Roach has long claimed he was robbed in at least one of their amateur meetings, and that sense of injustice seemed to resurface in their first professional fight, which ended in a controversial draw. For Roach, it wasn't just a missed win. It was a painful reminder of the past, and he's carrying that frustration into the rematch with something to prove.
Do you feel like that's going to be a disadvantage for him?
No, I think he's still like probably a little bigger than me, so as far as like size, height. Really matters, you know. Small guy, and I'm not somebody that's coming down from a heavyweight class promotion. I probably weigh this or the last couple categories.
Tank has never had a draw in his career, nor has he ever fought in a rematch, making this unfamiliar territory. While many fans believe he'll enter beast mode for the rematch, there's no clear prediction on how he'll truly respond under this kind of pressure. This could be a defining moment for Tank, or a dangerous misstep. What's even more surprising is how a fight once viewed as a mismatch has now evolved into one of the most highly anticipated bouts in boxing. The tables have turned, and the entire boxing world is watching closely to see how it all unfolds.
Almost universally, people A, thought you fought an amazing fight, and B, thought you won it and it got taken from you. What has that outpouring meant to you as a fighter?
It meant a lot to me, man. The core boxing fans and even the spectators across the world, man, It shows their support. It shows that.
Interestingly, both fighters understand the high stakes of this rematch and wasted no time getting back in the gym. For Lamont Roach, it's a crucial second chance to prove he belongs among the elite in the lightweight division. A win would cement his place alongside top names like Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Vasily Lomachenko, and Keyshawn Davis, making him impossible to overlook.
Definitely don't want to get caught being embarrassed, so you gotta stay sharp at all times.
I know that's right. Talking about staying sharp, is there anything that changed in the regimen to prepare for this fight with Roach?
I'm training
A win would give Lamont Roach the final edge over Gervonta Davis, a fighter he's never beaten in their 3 previous meetings. But beyond that, Roach is fueled by a sense of revenge, still believing his victory was stolen in their first professional fight. For Davis, this rematch is about redemption. He wants to prove that everything that happened on March 1st was nothing more than a fluke. Tank is determined to show he's still the unstoppable force with fight-ending power likened to a car crash. He entered their first bout as a heavy favorite, expected by many to notch his 29th knockout against Roach, who was then debuting at lightweight.
Legendary, you already know. Tank, how you feeling, man?
feeling good. Getting ready.
So Roach is known for a lot of his counter punches. How do you feel you're going to be breaking down that defense in the ring? I told you I like boxing.
Backed by a pro-Davis crowd, Tank failed to deliver the explosive finish fans have come to expect from the Baltimore knockout artist. Instead, Lamont Roach stood his ground, absorbing Davis's power shots and firing back with punches that stunned both Davis and the audience. Known for his patience, Davis started slow, waiting for Roach to slip and give him an opening. But Roach remained composed, disrupting Tank's rhythm and turning what was supposed to be a showcase into a competitive, tension-filled battle.
I don't think that play a major part. It's definitely gonna be a great fight. He has some top-notch skills. I have some top-notch skills. So come watch the fight. It's gonna be fireworks for sure.
And man, March the 1st is going to be one of many great fights that you've had. You know, how do you keep your composure with such high stakes when you're in the ring?
Roach refused to give Davis the opening he was looking for, never allowing him to counter or take control of the action. Davis, who began the fight smiling and talking, quickly realized Roach wasn't going to fold under pressure and had to get serious. At 29, Roach had already faced Davis in the amateurs and fallen short. When they met again for the WBA super featherweight title, the boxing world expected fireworks, but not the controversy that followed. Their fight ended in a hotly debated draw, prompting Roach's team to appeal to the New York State Athletic Commission. While the commission acknowledged a referee's error in the 9th round, it ultimately decided the draw would stand. Frustrated by the outcome and what he believes was a stolen victory, Roach now sees only one path forward: get Davis back in the ring and settle the score once and for all.
Oh, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But 2 is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that.
In a recent interview with ProBox TV, Lamont Roach's promoter Gary Jonas gave fans an encouraging update. A clip shared by Thrill Boxing on Instagram quoted Jonas saying, "The rematch is, in his mind, a done deal." While he acknowledged that some formalities still need to be finalized, the outlook is positive. Jonas also hinted that a sharper, more dangerous version of Gervonta Davis may enter the ring this time. The Baltimore-born star, who has hinted at retirement, could return more focused and aggressive than ever. He's probably going to be angry, more awake, and more determined than before. Jonas added.
I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that will definitely put me over the hump. And I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I can secure a victory over a pound-for-pound fighter.
Frustrated by how the first fight unfolded, Gervonta Davis has been vocal about his desire for revenge. Recently, he took to social media to demand the rematch, going as far as placing a $250,000 bet on the outcome, with Davis reportedly pushing to settle the score by the end of May. Anticipation is at an all-time high. The big question now is whether the champion will redeem himself or deliver another lackluster performance that fuels growing speculation he may be past his prime. Following one of the most controversial fights in recent memory on March 1st, where Davis and Roach battled to a disputed majority draw, the boxing world has been clamoring for a do-over. Fans and analysts alike are eager to see these two warriors run it back and finally bring closure to a matchup that left more questions than answers. The rematch is no longer a possibility. It's a necessity.
I'm saying that kind of landed. He kind of rolled with it, but after that, you can see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you can see him wipe his other eye. So it's like it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me because I'm right beside him. You can see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
but you say you don't think he well enough.
Whatever. See, but
it quickly became clear that both camps were eager to make the rematch happen, and a report from Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix confirmed it, stating that a Tank Roach rematch could happen as early as possible in Las Vegas, with both sides fully committed to running it back. Now that the date and location for Davis vs. Roach 2 have been officially announced, social media has erupted with debate. Fans everywhere are weighing in, speculating which of these world-class fighters will come out on top in the highly anticipated rematch.
Here's like, sweat won't get in your eye, blood won't get in your eye, spit fuck around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref. Can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Some fans are firmly backing Roach in the rematch. One ex-user posted 2 photos from their first fight with a caption, "Roach is beating that fool again, mate." Another fan shared a gif of a cockroach wielding a lightsaber, clearly siding with Roach in a humorous way. On the other hand, many are still in Davis's corner. One fan admitted, "I thought Roach won the first 115 to 113, but I think Tank will make adjustments and win the rematch." The boxing world remains split, with passionate takes pouring in from both sides.
You call my name, I'm coming through. What went into that decision? And you just like, no hesitation, I'm gonna take this fight.
Because I know I'm the best. I just know I'm the best. I'm not a small 130 pounder for all the people who don't know. And on top of that, Tank is he's not a big guy. Actually probably bigger than him in stature, height and body mass wise. So, it's not.
Another fan weighed in saying, "I think Roach will be very competitive, but Tank will knock him out in the later rounds." The hype for this rematch continues to grow as the expected fight date draws nearer. When Davis and Roach eventually reignite their war of words, they'll be picking up right where they left off. Their final exchange before the first bout set the tone. Tank declared, "It's showtime now. All the talk and all the work I've put in, it's coming to life on fight night. It's gonna be a great fight. Lamont is bringing his best, and I'm bringing mine. We've got great talent on the card. It's going to be special."
It's not really like a big difference. I'll be more comfortable at 135 pounds, 5 pounds less to lose. And, it's just, that's one of the things that definitely factored in. And the fact that I know that I am one of the best in the world. So, I'm able to compete. Well, we have history. We fought twice in the amateurs. And,
"I want to be here and give it my all," Davis said. "I'm grateful and happy to be part of this event and to be at this point in my career. Thank you all for coming out. I'll see you on fight night. He went on to reflect on his connection to Brooklyn, adding, Barclays Center feels like my second home. I won my first title here in 2017. And the atmosphere is always electric. Come Saturday night, you'll see the best of Gervonta Davis. He also spoke about his respect for the team behind him. I've known Barry since I was young. He's helped me improve not just as a fighter but as a person. Having two great trainers, Barry and Calvin, along with Kenny, all under one roof is amazing. I'm surrounded by coaches and teachers, and I just keep soaking up knowledge every day.
Nothing really changed as far as like training. Just making sure we stay focused on,
I'm going to do me regardless, Davis said. I think about everything I've been through, everything I've lost, and I go in there to get my man. It's going to get bad. He's been talking too much, so we'll see Saturday night. You already know what I come to do and why I'm here. I don't want to say too much, I'll keep it polite. But there will definitely be fireworks. On the other hand, Lamont Roach kept it short and confident. I don't have much to say, I'm here to boogie. Saturday night is going to be a hell of a night. I'm coming with my tool bag. I've got everything I need in it. And trust me, it's a big bag. He added, this is one of the biggest stages of my life. Everyone says I'm just here to show up. But when I show up, I show out. That belt's coming with me. Hopefully he brings it because it's leaving with me.
Now you talk about that hometown love. You know, for all the hometown boxers that are looking at you for motivation, you know, what advice do you have?
just stay grounded, stay focused. Don't let nobody take you off your path. Whatever you think you can do, be sure you attack it.
Thanks to Tank. He's the cash cow and the head honcho. He gave me this opportunity. Let's boogie, Roach said. He added, I don't care about outside critics. I know what I can do in the ring, and that's all that matters. Honestly, when I go out there and give it my all, 9 times out of 10, I come out victorious. Roach also welcomed Davis's praise, saying, I take Tank's compliments very well. It shows me he's 100% focused and planning to bring his A game. And that's exactly what will make this a great fight. He's here for a reason. He always handles the opponent in front of him. He's got real skill, real power, and a strong boxing IQ. All of that together makes him a legit championship-level fighter. And that's why I'm ready for war.
When you lock up, is he small? Tell that man too small, bro. Y'all in the same weight class.
That's a new weight class for me. A new weight class for me.
That's what I'm saying. That night y'all was in the same weight class. You still feel like you too small?
He was too small.
Dang.
Becoming a 2-division champion would mean everything to me. That's what I set out to do, Roach said. If this fight breaks the last record, it's because he's got a better dance partner this time. Come Saturday you'll see. My prediction is, and the new. As crazy as it sounds, Gervonta Davis was actually considering a fight with heavyweight YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul before his March 1st bout with Lamont Roach Jr. even happened. Reportedly, Tank was chasing one last massive payday, eyeing retirement by the end of the year with a perfect 30-0 record. It would have been an unexpected way to close out a storied career.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year. We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
Though things didn't go as the former WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis expected, Lamont Roach Jr. proved to be far from a routine opponent. Roach stood his ground and battled toe-to-toe with Davis for the full 12 rounds, resulting in a majority draw. A result that left fans stunned and Roach hungry for a rematch. Thanks to a rematch clause included in their initial contract, Davis had little choice but to run it back. However, some, like WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, aren't buying the idea that Tank was simply off that night. In fact, Stevenson believes Roach will enter the rematch even more confident now that he knows exactly what he's up against. Speaking to TalkSport, Stevenson said, "I know Lamont. You've got to understand, I came up with these guys. I actually lived in the DMV and used to go to the gym and spar with Lamont a lot. I know what kind of fighter he is. He's not just some bum." Stevenson even bet on the fight going the distance and walked away with over $20,000. "I knew how it was going to play out," he added. "I kind of knew Lamont wasn't going to get a decision, but I knew he was going to give Tank real problems." Looking ahead to the rematch, Stevenson believes Davis might be underestimating Roach's threat level. "I think Tank is only taking the rematch because of fan pressure and people in his ear. I don't think he fully realizes Lamont is a real threat. I think Roach is coming in with a new confidence. He realized Tank can't hurt him, and that changes everything." As the countdown to fight night continues, boxing fans around the world are watching closely. Will Tank prove he's still elite and redeem himself? Or will Roach shock the world and claim the belt that slipped through his fingers? For the very best updates on breaking news, major events, and all things boxing, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Until next time, peace.